Tired of fast and tasteless food? Let's make cheap, delicious meals in no time. Say goodbye to drive-thrus and hello to easy homemade goodness. Welcome to Happier Meal Deals, where we eat for half the price in less than 30 minutes. Come join us. I'll be making a Creole stew. A lot of people think that Creole is only about etouffee and jambalaya, but that's not completely true. They eat a lot of soups and sauces and sauteed foods as well. With this soup, it's actually a stew because I'll be thickening it. It starts with a sausage of some sort. Now, andouille is typical, of course. I'm going to be using a hot link because it's pre-cooked, and quite frankly, it's cheaper and makes a good stew. And I'm going to put this in the pot so that it's sauteed a little bit with a little onion. And because this is a stew, it'll be a little bit larger pieces. And I'll put that on the stove and be right back. Now that that's sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and cut the vegetable. I'm going to add some carrot and potato and corn. Now you could add some celery. As this is a thicker stew, we don't want to add any more water than necessary. Now when we add the potato, we may end up adding some more water, but still just to cover. And then we'll watch it to make sure that it doesn't evaporate off in the vegetable and meat is not covered in the liquid. I'm using new potatoes so I don't have to peel. I have a lazy streak, and I also find that the skin adds an extra dimension of flavor. I'm going to let the carrots cook for about 3 minutes and then add the potato. The other two ingredients that I'll be adding is, first of all, is cut corn on the cob. Now that may seem a little bit unusual. The Creole cuisine is actually a blend of many cultures, one of which is the Native American. And the Native American makes many soups and stews, boiled dishes anyway, with pieces of corn. It's really actually quite tasty because there's a certain amount of sugar in the corn, and it gives a nice flavor to the broth as well as an integral vegetable. And it's kind of fun to pick them up and in your stew and eat the corn off the cob. I'm also going to be adding about a half a can of tomato paste. You could use a can of tomato sauce, which would work just fine, but I happen to have the tomato paste. A full can would be too much, but once the potatoes are cooked, I'll be adding the tomato in. Now, something that I'm going to add now also is the Spice Road Blend Creole Magic Blend. It has 3 kinds of peppers and a lot of herb. Different than the Cajun mix, which is mostly pepper. This is a little more mild on the heat side, and it also has some herbs in it that it gives it a different profile. I think you'll find that it's really delightful. I'm going to be adding about 1.5 teaspoons. Oh, that smells, it just wafts off so nice. Now, one of the other Spice Road blend that we're going to be using to thicken the stew is the Better Beef Gravy Mix. It has a thickening agent that it dissolves very readily in water, also in milk, and this will give it an extra flavor as well as just thickening it with like cornstarch or something like that. I'm going to add the potato now. Stir that down, and I will need to add a little bit of water to just cover. Now I'm going to add the corn and make sure that the water is level with the top of the vegetable. This is going to take just a little more water because I've been very careful with how much I've added, and obviously the corn is larger. And this will take about 3 minutes after it boils again. I'm also going to be adding the tomato sauce now. Now it will color the corn somewhat, but that's characteristic. When that has boiled a few minutes, I'm going to add the Better Than Beef gravy mix. I can go ahead and get that started now. I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons, maybe just a little bit more. because I do have a certain amount of liquid. Now I don't want this over thick. It is still just a stew, not gravy and meat floating around in gravy. But we do want to tighten up that liquid just a little bit so that it is a genuine stew. Okay, I believe the corn is ready. Let's thicken that up a little bit. That has heightened the color a little bit too. It looks really good. Let's let that simmer for about 1 minute to finish developing the starch. And I believe that's ready. Not sure if you can see it that way, but it is thick stew with really good color with the corn and the sausage and carrot. I'm going to go ahead and dish some up. You can probably see that better without the corn. I'm going to put a couple of pieces in to make it a full meal. And I guarantee you that's a lovely, lovely meal. Thank you for being with us. Good day.